Hello everyone, you're welcome again to my channel. Living in Canada can be very expensive. If you're struggling to budget, to find job, to grow your income, this video is for you. I'll share budgeting tips, job search strategies, and side hustles that can help you thrive here in Canada. I will also be dropping links to relevant resources mentioned in this video, plus tips that can help you make a huge difference in your finances. Please watch to the very end so that you don't miss out on any of what I'm going to be sharing with you today. If you are new here, you're welcome. Here on this channel, I share information to support anyone who look forward to immigrating to Canada so as to make sure that their settlement is easy. I have an ebook, Hello Immigrants, which is available for free download, and this supports those that are looking towards immigrating to Canada. I also have another ebook. It's a settlement guide for sale, a guide to new immigrant settlement, showcasing step-by-step guide to easy settlement here in Canada. To access this and more, please click in the link in the bio, the one that has the book my service link, and you can access all these services that I offer and more of those. So let's jump right into our video for today. So let's be honest, guys, Canada is not cheap, and rent, grocery, bills, everything adds up so fast. If you're a new immigrant or even if you have been here for a while, the question is, how do you survive, get a good job, and actually grow your income? Now, let's break it down. How to budget smartly, where to find good paying jobs, and ways to grow your income, even if you are going to be using side hustles or gigs here and there. If you're in Canada or planning to move to this side of town, trust me, you need this information. First off, let's talk about budgeting. And when we talk about budgeting, is for you to understand what you spend money on, where your money goes, how you spend your money. Are you somebody that is very frugal, or are you somebody that just spends on impulse? These are things that will help you in budgeting. The first rule to budgeting is to track your spending and identify where to cut off waste. And waste can be to you anything you spend on that can be unnecessary and you can do without. So if you spend money on anything that you feel at the end of the day you feel guilty, that is a waste. So you need to cut that out. You don't die if you don't spend money on those things, do you? See how you can substitute those items if you must buy them, and look for things that are cheaper that can help you to be able to buy those things that you actually need. Sometimes you need to plan to cook at home rather than eat out. You can actually get 3 meals out of one eat out. And I don't mean that you shouldn't splurge or eat out, but sometimes you need to be able to prioritize all these expenses and see what is most important per time. I would recommend you that you use an app called Means, or you need a budget or even Pocket Guard to track every dollar that you spend. And this will help you to be able to, follow through to what takes your money most and what is less important to you when you're spending. Log into your bank account and check the last 3 months of your expenses. You'll be amazed where your money has really, really gone to. So many immigrants struggle because they underestimate the cost of living here in Canada. And that is because they've done less research, they've not done due diligence, which is most important ahead of them moving to Canada. So if you have not done all this ahead, you find out that you probably get shocked with the expense or the cost of living that you find here in Canada. And because we also know that inflation is everywhere, but narrowing it down to like the specific location that they are going to be residing in here in Canada is very critical, and of course helps in your planning, helps in your budgeting. You can also compare your income with your expenses, and all of this will help you to prioritize what is most important and see what you can focus on in your expenses. Cut out unnecessary expenses like Starbucks every day, frequent Uber rides, eating out, impulse spending, random Amazon purchases, and other things that we are all guilty of. If you jealously, look into details, you see that all these things you can cut them out. Sometimes I think I would say that as much as I love good things, I put my thinking cap on before I do purchases, and I check with myself, do I really need it? Can I do without it? Are there substitutes to this purchase for me? And I don't want to feel guilty after buying something. I know here in Canada you can return things, but sometimes borrow ourselves brain. The feeling of buying something on impulse is just at that spur of the moment. Sometimes you just need to sit down and leave those items in your cart, and just wait later to see whether you need it. Because if you buy those items and you get home, that's giri, that thing that does to you, especially when you just buy it just fades away after a while. Like I mentioned, when I want to buy things on Amazon, I put them on my shopping cart, and I just leave time to go. Look at it. Do I really need it? Have I found substitute for it? Do I really need it at the moment? Can I do away with it? Can I come back to it later? And you realize that most of the time, and these are things that you can actually do away with, and you can cut off from all that you need to buy and save that money for something most important. So let us take control of our budget. We all know about the 50-30 rule, but let's break it down as an example. 50% of your needs go into rent, to food, to transport, to your phone bills, to your insurance. These are your needs, your actual needs. And 30% go into wants. Wants are entertainment, Netflix, shopping, subscription, eating out. These are things that you can do away with. If you don't do it, you will not die. And then 20% goes into like your savings, your budget, your, like if you have debt, recurring debt that you need to pay off. You have repayments like car loans, your emergency funds, investment, savings for retirement, paying off loans, and all these other things that you have. You can put that into your last 20%. And, really, as an example, your monthly budget as an immigrant, or even somebody, one person living alone, your rent will cost you like a 1,500 in the Toronto or Vancouver region, whereby in a Saskatchewan you can get a less than 1,000. And then for groceries, you are looking at a $300 to $400. Like you're buying things, and you must be really wise, because if you have to go to No Freeze or Walmart or budget-friendly stores, then you can get things really cheaper. And for transportation, you can spend up to like $70 or almost about that on your monthly bus ticket if you really don't need to buy a car. But if you have to buy a car, you're paying about a 200 to 300 on gas and insurance. So you have to do the math. Does it really work out for my budget at this particular time? Utilities and your internet can cost you about $150 to $200. Your phone plan, if you have one, and your phone bill will also cost you like $50 plus X if you're buying a new phone. And saving an emergency fund about $300 ish, and other miscellaneous that are unaccounted for. So these are things that you must really look into. Do you really need all these expenses? But these are the major things that are most important for you, that you need to focus on. So other things that you can just push for later, you should actually not focus on them for you to have a good spending habit. So let's talk about where to shop smart and to save your money. For groceries, you can go to No Frills, you can go to Walmart, you can go to Freshco for the best prices. And you can also, those are places that you can get really cheap items. Some stores also have like flash foods or too good to go to get cheap foods, whereby you can buy them before they eventually get expired, and they really go cheaper. And you can also have like price matches in some stores. There are apps like that, even in Walmart. When you have price match, you can return items when you find it cheaper, and then you save money. Dollarama or Dollar Tree is also a friend for you, for your household items like your toiletries, your snacks, and a lot of other things, drinks, bathroom things. You can get that for cheap in Dollarama or Dollar Tree. For subscription as well, you can do Costco if you're doing bulk purchase for a large family. But if you're a single person, I won't advise you to go near Costco, because you are paying an annual fee that you have no business with. Now, let's talk about finding jobs here in Canada. Um, we all know that applying for 100, 200, 300 jobs and hearing nothing back is such a bad experience. And here is what you really need to know. You need to focus more on what is needful for you, as in you can't use one resume for all the applications that they are looking for. Your experience might be diverse, and then you must be able to have different resumes for those applications. The hidden job market is about 70%, and most of these jobs are not posted online. So when we know this, we know how to focus on this. So there are places for referral, connect with somebody in your industry, in the companies where you love to work, or where you want to work. Build relationship. You can go on LinkedIn and connect with people and ask questions about those companies, and then you'll be able to know when they post jobs and what to do. Network on LinkedIn, on other external job fairs as well. Also in some WhatsApp groups, there are also jobs that are posted in those professional groups. Join your professional groups as well on WhatsApp in your local country, so that you'll be abreast of all the things that they post. You can ask those in your field for relevant information regarding your industry. Most people love to share. So please ask. If you don't ask, you probably won't know. So please ask these questions, and all this will be given to you. Now, let's talk about fixing your resume and your cover letter mistakes, because this is what will push you into your job interview and then you landing that job of your dreams. So, do not use the same resume for every job. I said earlier, customize it, tailor it to each resume or the job that you're applying for. There's a place for this ATS that we always talk about that has to scan and skim through your resume. If it matches it like an 80%, then you probably are good. So use keywords in those job postings in the description to help with that ATS machine, your software. Let it pass through easily when you have those keywords in your resume. Keep your resume short, make it relevant. No one wants to read a 4-page resume. Keep it between a 1 and 2 page resume max, or pages maximum. Focus on your results based experiences, your achievements, your skills, your relevant tools. Those are things that you want to highlight most in your resume. Then cover letter is also a good way to sell yourself. Talk more about your interest in the position, how the role relates to your experience, what you have done in the past, and what you are going to be bringing to the table. Finally, let them know that you are open to a chat, so that if they have to reach out to you, they know how to do that. Also add your LinkedIn profile on your resume, because sometimes they want to check you out there or connect with you as well as a professional. Let's talk about the best websites to find jobs. So you can go on Indeed, you can go on LinkedIn, you can go on Glassdoor, you can go on Job Bank Canada. Workopolis is also one. And then the companies that you love, go to their website and find those jobs there. Don't be afraid to use agencies. Like, agencies are there to also help you. There are so many of them, like Randstad, there's Adeco, there's Kelly Services, there's Express Employment Services, there's Hughes Recruitment. Newcomers can find this helpful, especially when they find it difficult to navigate the job market. So you can get jobs faster through these external recruitment agencies. And if you also need certifications, I think you should find out in your industry what is most appropriate and go for that certification. Many industries require, Canadian certification. If you're a nurse, if you're an accountant, if you're in HR or IT, you need certifications that will help you push you a step further in that job market. So please try and do those certifications. Some jobs require like extra certifications that you can do. So check them out. You can find free or cheap ones on LinkedIn Learning. If you have a library card, you can access LinkedIn Learning. You can also access Coursera for cheap. You can access Udemy for cheap to boost your resume. You can get courses on Google. You can do that. Depends on your industry, and those are things that can help you rather than go to school here and be on like loans and all of that you're struggling to pay back. So if you have a regulated industry, like you are in the nursing, if you are in engineering, if you are in law, I would advise you that you start your licensing process early as well, because sometimes it takes a long time for this to materialize, for you to eventually get to what you're looking for. And you don't want to be in the dilemma or in between, those certifications not working out as fast as possible when you need to be in the job per se. Let me also mention here that I offer a few services that you can take advantage of as an immigrant, or even if you're already here, you can take advantage of these services. Some of it are like pre-consultation services. If you want to learn more about Canada, if you're still abroad and you're looking at coming to Canada, and particularly you're looking at Saskatoon, where I reside, what it's like living here, you want to know more, you can chat me up. There's always a paid service for this. If you also require pre-immigration services, you want to talk to me ahead of your arrival with support to finding, a house or rentals. You're requiring like airport pickup, you need clarifications about how to navigate some of the immigrant support services here in Canada, or opportunities about what is available here in Canada. You're just needing a bit of clarification, you can also speak with me. I also offer post immigration services such as navigating your new home here in Canada. You've already moved in and you need to be able to know how to settle easily in this new home that you have just found. I can be of help to you. We can have a chat as well concerning that. I also offer LinkedIn optimization services like resume, cover letter that I mentioned, um, interview preps to help you ace your job interview. You can reach out to me. These are not really expensive services that I offer. So please don't be shy. Reach out and then we can take it up from there. There's also the immigrants new starter package for you as an immigrant if you're newly coming to Canada, where I give you a mini house comfort. After finding a place for you, we can make it comfortable for you to stay ahead of you coming to Canada. So before you come as well, you would have had your home kitted up for you so that you can focus, hit the ground running on and chase other things that are most important on your list as an immigrant. I also offer one-on-one services and so much more. So please, you can reach out to me by email. You can send me a DM, even on my Instagram page. That's Floki's Den, and I'll be willing to take it up from there. Finally, on this topic, let's talk about how to grow your income. So, if you're employed and you need to ask for a pay raise, here are a few things that you can do. I would advise that you should research salaries within your industry. You can go to Glassdoor, you can go to PayScale to see what salaries are available or what people in your industry and with your particular job title are being paid for that particular role. So you can use that to negotiate for a higher pay in your industry and with your employer. You can also show your impact at work. So when you do something really impressive, show that documentation with the achievement that you have done. When you're asking for a pay rise, timing is also very key. Ask after you have completed a big project. It is probably during your performance review, you've done something really nice and your client is so impressed. This is the time for you to ask for a pay. Another way to grow your income is to actually look for a side hustle. I've done a video about that. I'll put it up here for you to be able to watch as well. So go look for it. Like there are freelancing jobs like Upwork, Fiverr. You can write documents, you can code, you can design, you can do admin stuff virtually, you can do calendar management. You can also do delivery jobs like Uber Eats, DoorDash. These are side things that you can do to add up to your income if you need extra bucks. You can also do online tutoring. And this, if you're good at something, somebody is looking for that skill. So you can teach people English, you can teach other skills. If you know how to teach mathematics, especially for students that are also struggling, this is a way that you can also make money. You can sell digital products, ebooks, templates, online courses like the ones I just showed you. These are also ways in which you can make money online. What you need to know is that the best way to make money is actually to solve a problem. There's something that somebody needs that you can offer and you can make it in exchange for money. So make use of that skill that you have to be able to generate income for yourself. Surviving in Canada is not only about working harder, but also working smart. So make sure you budget well, apply for the right jobs, and look for ways to increase your income. Let me know in the comment section what your biggest financial challenge has been, or whatever struggles that you've had financially here in Canada as a new immigrant, or even if you've been here for many years. I'll be looking out for your comments. Don't also forget to access all the resources that are mentioned in this video. It is to your own advantage. Please do well to share this video. If you enjoy watching it, like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so you know when next I put up another video, which I do every week, just to be able to ensure that you as an immigrant thrive here in Canada. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye guys.